Okay, hello. My name is Jamie, and I'm from IToldYouIWasSick.com. I am not a vlogger. I am a writer. So I want to do this vlog because it's important to me, but I'm going to have to read off a script. So here goes nothing. For most people, the happiest day of their life is when they get married, have a child, buy a house, or get that amazing new job promotion they've always wanted. None of these things have happened to me, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Because for me, there has always been something much more important. I was born different. I always seemed to be a step behind everyone else. When people would speak to me, it would often come out in a confusing jumble. No matter how hard I struggled, I couldn't understand the context of the message. I took everything literally. Comedy movies made me very sad. When somebody got hurt in them, I would cry. I didn't understand how that was supposed to be funny. When somebody said they were really upset with me, but were only joking, my panicked reaction was something comical to them. To me, the world was black and white. Gray areas didn't exist. Facial expressions meant nothing to me. It wouldn't dawn on me until I was in my mid-20s that facial expressions and body language were a means of nonverbal communication I was supposed to pick up on and respond to accordingly. If somebody's face or body changed in some way in response to something I had said or done, I didn't notice at all. I only knew something was wrong when the screaming began. When I was yelled at and asked, "Why did you do or say something like that?" I just stared blankly, uncomprehending, my brain working overtime to try to figure out what had just happened. I couldn't, and it would often lead to hysterical meltdowns that made me feel like my heart was being torn open. Ironically, when these meltdowns took place, they only more deeply confirmed the conviction that others had about me, that I was a manipulative child absolutely desperate for attention. I either had no eye contact or I stared at you. There was no in between. I preferred to walk on my tiptoes, had a very narrow focus on a few special interests, and preferred my own company to that of those my own age. Children's games didn't make sense to me. Why was it fun to chase each other around? Why did everyone want to throw a ball at each other? I had no coordination or physical stamina, so games like this were something I dreaded, not looked forward to. I was much happier reading or having an in-depth conversation with an adult, a cat, or one of my imaginary friends. As I got older and started working, I was fired left and right. When I would ask why, I would always get the same type of answer. There's just something about you. Sometimes I would be called rude or mean. I didn't grasp this, as I'm not a mean person by nature. Any attempts to receive clarification about this would be seen as arguing, and I was immediately dismissed. The world made no sense. It wasn't until 2007 or 2008 that I would learn that there were other people like me, and they had something called Asperger syndrome. I took an Asperger's quiz, joined the forums, read the books, and wrote down a list of all my symptoms. Suddenly, every misunderstanding, every strange look, every friend I lost, every job I was fired from, clicked into place from the point of view of a neurotypical person. I cringed. It took me years to work through the embarrassment of all the things I had unknowingly done that caused me so much trouble in my life. Once I'd studied the condition for 6 months, I started excitedly sharing the news with family and friends. I imagined a warm, welcoming, loving, "Oh, it all makes sense now," response. I thought I would finally be able to put down my sword and shield and stop fighting to be understood and recognized as the authentic and truthful person I am. It didn't work out that way. Many felt I didn't fit the criteria and I had to be this and couldn't do that in order to have Asperger's. For the next 7 years, I made it my mission to learn more, connect with people like me, and find a way to get an official diagnosis. I would, by sheer determination and willpower, prove that I wasn't and had never been pretending my behaviors. That they were not malicious and came only from a place of true innocence and lack of social understanding. Today my dream came true. I climbed to the top of the mountain, grabbed the golden egg, and have returned to my village to prove to everyone that I was never lying about it, imagining it, or making it up for attention. Today, on April 22nd, 2015, I, Jamie A. Heidel, was officially diagnosed with Asperger syndrome. My therapist and I went over the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, the DSM, and I fit perfectly into the criteria required for the diagnosis. I am the happiest I have ever been in my life. I can stop explaining, fighting, insisting, pretending to be normal, acting as though I understand, and focusing my energy on getting my facial expressions and body language just right so as not to offend. I am validated now. I am protected now. I can finally begin to live.